I'm going to be going over the things that I've learned in my 4-year reselling career. I used to really suck at reselling, still learning new things every day. I'm going to be going over some of the things I've learned in that 4 years that can be really helpful for people that are just getting started. I used to not know how to check comps. I used to not know where to find inventory. I used to not know how to list an item, what a good title was, what keywords am I using. So all of this was a process, and you need to understand and trust the process that you know you will get better over time by putting in consistent reps. So we're going to be going over some of my thoughts over the last 4 years combined of what I've learned and how I'm looking to learn and grow more in 2025. I think it's going to be really helpful for a lot of people to really take some of this information to scale their resale business, just as I'm doing mine. So appreciate you coming in. This is going to be a real raw, kind of unedited type of video, way more informational, educational tips that you could use in your business today if you start applying them. I sucked at reselling until I learned this. That's why you clicked on the video, to kind of take what I've learned and run with it. So this comes from a quote from a book that I'm reading right now, but what I've learned just from these last year is that building a team around your resale business is the only way to scale beyond 7 figures. I know that's a really hot take, and you're probably thinking, I could do it by myself. All I know is that it can be easier done by implementing a team of people that have a like-minded vision and concepts and values that you share with them to really scale this thing above and beyond. I think most of us start out as solopreneurs. We're going to do it all ourselves. We're going to go to the Goodwill outlet. We're going to go to the thrift store. We're going to sell things around the house, and we do it by ourselves. But I'm talking to the people that are trying to take the next step. Or maybe they feel stuck right now and they really don't know how to scale this thing beyond 6 and 7 figures. So let's kind of talk through the process and walk through the process on what I believe is the next step for a lot of people that are out there that feel stuck. So this comes from a great book that I'm reading right now, Your Next 5 Steps, Mastering the Art of Business Strategy by Patrick Bet-David. And there's a great quote from the book that really resonated with me. It says that no matter how brilliant your mind or strategy is, if you are playing a solo game, you will always lose out to a team. And that comes by Reid Hoffman, who was the co-founder of LinkedIn. Great book. I'll kind of go actually more into it that is really going to tie that all together. Right from the book, it says that, right after that quote, that says, no matter what your line of work is, staying successful means working well with other people. So whether they are clients, customers, employees, investors, partners, or outside vendors, you must think 5 moves ahead when you're thinking about your business and planning. It says you will prevent your ego telling yourself that you could do it all alone. So your purpose, your dream, you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. So once I started to think in new ways about solving old problems, I started to realize, wow, there's a reason why I'm stuck in my resale business, and I'm going to go over as to what those reasons were. So I was stuck in 2022 at $178,000 in sales as a reseller, and then in 2023, we pretty much had an identical year. We did $170,000 in sales, working consistently about 40 hours per week in our business, from going up to 50 listings a day, to 25 listings a day, to 30 listings a day, to sourcing 30 times a week, to 5 times a week, to 10 times a week. There was a reason why I was stuck, because I was doing the same thing, getting similar results, aka known as the definition of insanity. You're doing the same thing, expecting different results. You're probably going to have to try some new things with some tweaks in there in your business. So everything changed once we started hiring and building a team in 2024. This was the back half of July of last year, and we started to think in new ways. So I'm going to go over kind of that process. Mostly everyone starts out with what is the easiest and the quickest way when it comes to starting a resale business. So that is selling things around the house, going to garage sales and thrift stores. And that is great. Everyone should start this way. This is how you learn, and this is how you learn the quickest. But what you will come to find out is that everyone else is doing the same exact thing. Are you a reseller looking to make an extra bit of money? Well, we are hiring to our wholesale team of over 31 people where we buy inventory from nationwide. So if you love to source, but you don't want any of that drama like the listing and the photography, and you want to be able to multiply money fast, well then click the link down below because we are expanding our team. It is a great option to be able to double your money, especially if you source at flea markets, the Goodwill bins, estate sales, yard sales, rag houses. We are buying thousands of pieces of clothing every week. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, book a call down below. We'll get you onboarded. We'll get you set up with our brand list of over 300 brands, and we'd love to put some money in your pocket. Check it out. There's a reason why everyone does the same thing, and this is just with all businesses, is it's basically it comes down to whatever's the easiest. You know, you've seen with the 2020 boom with a lot of resellers coming into the community, starting to resell. We started to resell in the back half of 2020. So we started to realize, hey, you know, go to the thrift stores, go to the yard sales, go to the garage sales. That's the quickest and easiest way to find product. Well, me and millions of other people did the same thing. This is probably why you can't find the good brands like you used to like 10, 15 years ago. This is probably why the cost of goods has not only doubled but tripled for most people. So we got to realize that sometimes doing the easiest, quickest thing is not always the best option, especially when it comes to building a business. So, I believe that like the next evolution and the next step for resellers, if you're feeling stuck right now and maybe you're kind of doing the same type of results that you've been doing year over year, you've got to start thinking in new ways about old problems. So building a proper resale business and starting to treat it like an actual business was the next step for me. Not just applying what everyone else was applying, but looking at some of the other businesses that are the top performers that do 7, 8, 9 figures a year, and then applying some tips and bits of information that they're doing. Start applying some of the habits that they're doing and avoid what the majority common person does when it comes to reselling. So I looked up the biggest resale companies around and in the U.S. and noticed that they do not go to yard sales, they do not go to thrift stores looking for products to resell. So like I said, everyone starts that way. I think everyone needs to start that way because that's how you learn. That's how you learn checking comps. That's how you learn about figuring out what average sale price is, sell-through rates, what products you want to sell, where to find products, learning that if you even like to sell that product. So everyone needs to start there. They should start there because that's how you learn the best. But the next step, I'm talking to you. If you want to take the next step, you're watching this video and you want to turn this into, you know, something beyond 6 figures, these are the things that we're trying to apply to go above and beyond. So I stopped basically applying what the majority was doing, the bottom 90%, and started to figure out what the top 10% did and do that. So that comes to the biggest change of all of it is networking, learning how to network, learning how to work with people, and learning to, speak my values and in my morals and my standards, not only on social media, but just, with Zoom calls and, building relationships and figuring out, hey, you have the same common goal as me. Well, let's figure out how we can work together and help you grow your business as well. So it all went back to thinking in new ways about old problems. There's a problem. The biggest common problem in reselling is figuring out how to find product. Being in this community for 4 years now, the common message of messages that I get and comments that I get is, well, great, I wish I could find that product too. Or, yeah, you have special sources where I can't find product. All I did was started to focus on, well, where can I find product? How can I find product? And I just doubled down on the input. So you got to ask yourself, what's the thing that drives my business? What's the thing that drives the growth? Is it promoting the listings? Is it changing the titles? Is it selling products for cheaper? While all those things do have a place, I do believe it's focusing on the input, which is the sourcing, the access to product, how to find product, which is really going to take your business to the next level. So yeah, you got to realize, what do the million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million year over year businesses do in the resale business? I don't think, maybe they do, but I don't think that they're out going to the yard sales, the garage sales, the Goodwill thrift stores, the mom and pop thrift stores, physically looking for products. I think that the next step is paying people to do that, or paying, a supplier, a vendor, so you could start to then start leveling up and getting more of these products shipped to you or brought to you. I don't see Goodwill going out to other thrift stores, buying product to resell in their stores. I don't see ThreadUp going to a yard sale and buying items to resell. So you got to start figuring out, what are some of these bigger companies doing that I could start to model? Not saying, not building a multi-million-dollar business isn't for everyone, but what are some things that we could pull to not only go from maybe 150,000 in sales to 300,000 in sales? Maybe you could start pulling some of that information and habits that they apply into your business. So networking, learning about relationship building, communication, and not everyone's going to vibe with your tribe, right? Not everyone's going to be a good fit for you, but at least you need to start trying. Get used to being told no. Get used to rejection. It's business, y'all. It's business. Don't get emotional. So, starting to figure out how to get products in new ways was the shift. It was the game changer. It was the paradigm shift. It was going from focusing on common ways to get items to uncommon ways to get items. Going from, I still think you should implement yard sales, storage units, flea markets, and things like that. But what's another thing we can add on to it to take the next step? So if you do less than $1 million in sales as a business, doesn't matter if you're a resale business, you sell chocolate bars out of your trunk, whatever. If you do $1 million less in sales, nobody knows you exist. So this is why we started to build a sourcing team. That's when the idea came to start building a team, because I couldn't do it alone. I needed people that related to my vision, related to the things that I believe in, the things that I see in my business, and to help people grow their business as well. So it's going to go into asking the tough questions about you and yourself, who you are, what do you want. Before you even move forward in life, you need to answer those questions. So I needed to ask the tough questions in life about how I saw my business, how I saw myself, and how I valued other people and relationships. So if I was going to attract good people, they needed to believe I had something to offer them. Was I going to make it worthwhile by people joining our team and working with our business? So instead of thinking about how people can improve my life, I needed to start thinking about how I could improve other people's life, how they can improve and make more money in their business. This is why when I jump on onboarding calls, I ask them, the most important thing about joining our team is we want you to make money. We want you to be profitable. We want you to make it worth your time. Your time is very valuable. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. So let's make sure that we could find a common agreement that, hey, you spend this amount of hours, you make this amount of money. Are you happy with that? And some people it is, some people it isn't. So we need to make sure and get that fleshed out before we move forward and do business together. So instead of being selfish and looking to see what I could take from other people, I learned to focus on what I could give them, a return on investment on their time that they were happy with. So I stopped asking how other people could make my life better, and instead asked, how can I make other people's life better by just the benefits that we offer them as a business? So learning to think in new ways about old problems, and instead of focusing on how I could grow my business, I started to figure out, hey, how can I help people make a couple extra dollars in their resale business? With the exception of maybe 3 to 5 people, 90% of the people we've done reoccurring business with on our sourcing team have eBay stores. They have Poshmark closets. They resell to Buffalo Exchange. They resell on Facebook. They do whatnot, But we tell people there's another opportunity that you can make more money while you go out sourcing. You're already paying for the gas and your time, and you're already out and about. Do some sourcing for your business, and then when you're all done and you want to make some extra money, buy some stuff for our business, and we'll pay you a return on investment on that initial investment that you are spending. So, it's a great way to, put some extra money in other people's pocket. And I'm going to go into kind of more of the details, but those are the things, that's the paradigm shift that I had in my mind. Stop thinking about how I could grow my business and start focusing on how I could put extra money in other people's pocket while they're already going out and sourcing, while they're already going out and building their own business. Let's see if we could build an extension of that business, their resale business, maybe where they could start to get into more wholesale and the supplier and the distribution aspect of this type of business. So what is it exactly that we offer? We offer getting paid to source. Getpaidtosource.com. That's a way that people can sign up, inquire about joining our team, and getting paid to go sourcing. So paying people to go shopping can be some people's dream come to reality. If you see and watch TV, shopping is a big, not only a big industry, but it's a big passion for a lot of people. But I think the big bottleneck is when it comes to when do you become a shopper and when do you become a hoarder. So especially in the reselling niche, you see it, the death pile mania, the death pile, the storage unit, the consumption. We also try to fix those type of problems where people maybe have overbought in their business. And instead of taking those items right back to Goodwill where they bought them from, we will buy them from them and turn that death pile into a money pile where they can actually make money off of the items they've accumulated over the years. So that's another type of way where if people are looking to liquidate inventory or they have inventory that they've bought over the years that they failed to list or they're getting out of the industry, instead of people just donating it back to where it came from, we will buy it from them and pay them to do so. We will also pay for shipping. So that's kind of the concept that had been rolling around in my mind over the last year, and then we finally put it into action here. So again, we started to think about solving old problems in new ways. The biggest common problem when it comes to reselling and in the reselling community is where in the heck do I find good products to sell? And yes, the thrift store, the flea market, the Goodwill outlet, all these places are amazing. But again, everyone else is doing that same exact thing. Why? Because it's easy. It's easy to get in your car and go there and do it. And you should because you learn. But I'm talking about what are some other ways in addition to that to scale and grow this business. For example, if someone goes to the Goodwill bins and acquires inventory for themselves and in the meantime buys items we are also looking for, they have the potential to maximize their time and turn $3 into $6, $1 into $10. It's depending on what they buy and what they source for our business, and that is a great return on investment. So turning, if you're doing flea markets, yard sales, storage units, rag houses, Goodwill outlet, that's the programs that that's the program that is designed for people, that source in that type of way so they can make a good return on investment. I'm not talking about people that live in California that paid $15 for a Tommy Bahama shirt. I can't pay them in addition, on top of that $15. But for the people that source that have the lower cost of goods from like $1 to $7 per item, we can work with those type of people. So, and we have been, so which is amazing. So that's the people, that's the target audience that we're looking for. And most of the people that are at flea markets, yard sales, garage sales, Goodwill outlet, not everyone sells on eBay. Some people take them to consignment stores like Buffalo Exchange, Plato's Closet, where they could make a quick return on investment, and people love to do that. We offer 300 brands on our brand list that we are currently buying, so it gives people a wide selection of items for people to buy. And our list is not based on sell-through rate, so we will pick up lower sell-through rate items because our end distribution is not direct to a reseller. It's not B2B, it's B2C. So the end consumer can still get a good deal. They don't care about sell-through rate. So that's kind of our business model and how we work on with other people. We've had meetings and meetings with people that also have eBay stores, and they're like, well, I just like to focus on 100% sell-through rate items. I'm like, good, focus on that. We'll take the 10%, the 20%, the 30% sell-through rate items. We don't even care about sell-through rate when we look to buy items. So that's kind of how we revolutionized our way of thinking about how we get product. And I just guarantee you, if you take some of these bits and keys and thoughts and apply them into your business, you can do the same thing. I will tell you this, there is not a shortage of product, ladies and gentlemen. We live in the biggest, most wasteful country in the entire world. There is product everywhere. Everywhere. So you just got to look in new places to find those types of items. And maybe it might start with building out a team and figuring out how to build this team out. Wait a minute, are you tracking your numbers? If you're not tracking your numbers, how do you know you're actually profitable in your business? Too many times I see a lot of beginner resellers not tracking their numbers, and they think they're profitable on items that they sell, but in actuality, they are losing thousands of dollars, which is why I'm offering, link down below, a free reseller spreadsheet to help you start to build a good foundation for your resale business. I'll go over it real quick. You can download it below. Really simple to use, but it's going to help you go further faster in your resale business. A thing that often is said in business is what can be tracked can be measured, and what can be measured can be improved upon, which is why this spreadsheet is going to help you, especially if you're just starting out. Follow the instructions. You have an inventory SKU spreadsheet. You got month by month, line by line accounting, and at the end of the day, you could track your year-to-date sales. I did this because I just see so many people thinking that they're profitable in their business when they're actually not. So now back to the episode. Then leads me to our next and final step is I needed to start to treat my business like a real business. I then started to take inbound and outbound marketing more seriously. It was to get people to know what products I'm looking for in my resale business. So this could look like business to business or business to consumer acquisition. So like I said, it all goes back to like if you are a business and you're doing 6 figures, but you're not focusing on inbound and outbound marketing, then no one really knows you exist. No one knows what's the type of products you're looking for. I say to you, if you're having a hard time finding product, does anyone else know that you're having a hard time finding product, or is it just you? So the more you can make it known that I'm looking for product, these are the items that I'm looking for, can you go and get them, and I will pay you to go and get them. So you got to make it known. You got to make it known. It all goes back to like, you know, if you're not putting out content or putting out radio ads, flyers, commercials, direct cold email, sending out flyers, you know, things like that. Make it known, make noise in the industry that you are looking for something. You can't just complain. You can't just complain and do nothing. Doing nothing is not an option. So working with other resale businesses opened up the opportunity to scale. So things like Facebook and TikTok ads, targeting resellers, targeting resale companies, organic reach through social media. Have you started that social media account yet? Have you started making it known and being consistent in that? Cold direct messages on Instagram, TikTok, and Whatnot. Whatnot is filled with resellers. Have you tried going to Whatnot and sending messages saying, I'm looking for this product? Cold email outreach, another way. You know, you could download email lists where you can send out thousands of emails every day and ask people to source for you. Or it could be like a direct to consumer where maybe you're helping people clear out their closets and here's the brands that you're looking to buy from them. Something similar to like what ThreadUp does. So I just ask you, does anyone know the type of products that you are looking for? And I'm not just talking about clothing. Maybe you do video games. Maybe you do hard goods. I just say, does anyone else know that you do that? Does anyone else know that you're looking for those products? I would start with, if you're kind of shy and you really, don't like talking to people that are strangers, start with your family. Start with your inner circle. Start with old Betty down the street. Start with your church. Start with any programs or groups that you're with people that you already know and say, I run this resale business, right? And I'm probably kind of crazy, but I am looking for these type of items. If you know or you have these type of items, I'll pay you for them. So start with your inner circle first if you are feeling a little bit hesitant to reaching out to people that you don't know. So in that process, in just 6 months, we've hired over 30 people that do reoccurring business with our company around the country to source products for us that is based on a 300 brand list. So it's all because we made it known for what we're looking for, doing a YouTube video, doing an Instagram reel or paying for a Facebook ad, just making it known that these are the items we're looking for. We will pay you to go and find them. It's a big difference between paying people to, go and find these items and then also haggling people to find these items for dirt cheap. You want to pay people for their time, and you want to make sure that their time is worth it to find these products. And then not everyone's going to line up with, the value. Some people place $1,000 per hour on their value of time. Some people place $20 an hour for their value of time. So you really need to figure out a good middle ground that's going to work for your business and for the other person. If you start thinking about other people first, your whole life is going to change. And you need to start valuing other people just as you value yourself. And then you will start to see things change. I want people to succeed just as I want to succeed. Not the other way, like just the success for me and scam people out of product. That is not a good way to build a sustainable business, y'all. So once you start focusing on how you could start building a team and partner up with other people, it's going to be equally beneficial for all the parties involved. So that's the next step. And the next step you must take is you need to start treating your resale business like an actual business, and stop copying what the bottom 90% does and start implementing what the top 10% do in their habits. So what is the top 10%? What are they doing? How are they doing it? And how can you start to implement some of those habits? So you cannot fulfill your dreams and purpose alone. You can't do it alone. You need a team. You need people. You need help. You need customers. You need leads. You need to figure out how I could take my $150K per year and double it, triple it, 10x it. It's taking this next step that we are walking you along in that process. So I want to be able to just keep doing more and more of these type of videos, sharing with you the journey, what we're doing, how we're doing it, so you can grow your business as well. There is no gatekeeping. There is no paywall. We're going to give it all away for free, baby. So I love that. I love it. And I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. So still, after all this, I have more to learn. I'm still learning. I do not think that I am a great, successful reseller. I am still learning. And the more I learn, I figure out I got a lot more to learn, so there's still more to learn. So what I suck at this year, I will hopefully improve as long as I keep working on it. And same goes for you watching this video. Keep working at it and you will improve over time. It's all about putting in the proper reps to grow this thing. What I sucked at 4 years ago, I have been better at, because I've been working at it more and more and more. So I just say to you, if you're in that season right now that you feel like you're not good at listing, or you can't get good title structure, or you don't know how to check comps accurately, I just asked you, how many reps have you put in? How many podcasts or educational videos have you listened to on figuring out how to do that better? Everything is hard to start, but it gets easier as you improve. So I just say to you, just continue on working at it, working on yourself, and you're going to know things get better and get easier. If you guys really want to take the next step in your business, we have a free community link down below where once a week we're going to be doing a Q&A on how we can move the ball further down the field so you can take the next step in your business. 100% free. Would love to help you grow in your business, whether it's implementing AI automations or learning how to do social media marketing, how to build your brand, how to source better, how to grow better, how to be an efficient lister, how to make a better title. All of these things are going to be in the group once a week. You could jump on a Zoom call. We have over 1,000 members, and just ask questions. You only know what you only know, and if you don't know much, it's going to be hard for you to move the ball down the field and get better as a person. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Was any of this resonating with you? Where are you at in your business? What are some of your goals in 2025? I'd love to hear them. So I appreciate you all. Have a blessed rest of the day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.